Hello, my name is Lisa, and I am turning my passion into your entertainment. I am watching The Devil Inside, a horror movie from 2012. I hope you enjoy. Stay with me to the end of the movie to hear my review. And now, The Devil Inside.
Following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. South Hartford 911, what is your emergency?
Three people.
3 people. Ma'am, what's the problem? Are you injured?
3 people. 3 people are dead.
Did you say dead?
I killed them. Send the police.
Ma'am, excuse me, who did you kill?
I killed everyone.
Ma'am.
This is Lieutenant Dreyfus, badge number 525 at 17 Willow Lake. Now entering what appears to be the living room. Living conditions are best described as being in a state of disarray. Kitchen, also in a state of disarray. Approaching the stairwell where first victim was found. Note the instrument on the floor. Victim number 1 is facing north. Male, approximately 160 pounds. Sustained injury to the left temple. Now entering the basement where victims number 2 and 3 were found. Entered the basement of the house. You find victim number 2, female, approximately 120 pounds, facing west. Victim's right hand, we have religious paraphernalia. Apparently he's clutching. Heading south, find another instrument on the floor.
Dude, could your voice sound any more detached?
Victim number 3, male, approximately 210 pounds. We have trauma to the head, apparent strangulation with rope, which is broken or torn away. We have blood splattering against the door. In the center of the room, we have the chair. The right armrest of the chair is broken, with apparent claw marks from a struggle. Various straps used for restraint.
What was that noise? Holy crap.
JVP Channel 11.
Quiet South Hartford community was leveled by tragedy as 3 clergy members were found dead.
At about 11:47 p.m. on Sunday evening, the 20th, we received an emergency call on our 911 line.
At least 3 bodies were taken out out of this house. 2 local priests and a nun.
Check the location for any of the victims and have not found any.
Apparently, Maria Rossi was hosting a church group meeting at her home.
Our homicide detectives and our lab people are conducting their investigation.
Mrs. Rossi was found by police in a crawl space.
We can't speculate as to what the cause or the motive may have been. They're not ruling out any possibilities. However, at this time, we don't want to speculate on what may or may not have been the cause.
My name is Isabella Rossi, and that was my mother. The thing you have to understand about my mother is that she just had a huge heart. And here we are. That was actually on my very... Can you see that? That was my first birthday party. And I don't think it was until I was about 6 years old that I actually started to notice, something was different. Her moods were changing. Then she went away for a little bit, and when she came back, they said she was better, but she wasn't. We couldn't understand what was happening. No one had answers.
So why are you doing this film?
Because I really need to understand what happened.
What Maria Rossi did and her subsequent life is incredibly tragic and clouded. And caught in the middle of it is a daughter who is just now learning the circumstances of that tragedy.
Bella, look at the camera.
If someone had asked me, how is it possible for Mrs. Rossi to have done what she did? I would have gone through the list of things that cause human aggression, something like major depression or schizophrenia or dissociative identity disorder.
It's my understanding that her current psychiatric diagnosis has been DID. But this is her 7th different diagnosis since 1987.
You start wondering, is it in my genes? Am I gonna flip out one day? Just a matter of time.
2 years after she brutally murdered 3 people in her home, the South Hartford jury found Maria Rossi not guilty by reason of insanity. Rossi was committed to the South Hartford State Asylum.
And then in September of that year, my mother was transferred to the Centrino Mental Hospital for the criminally insane in Rome, Italy. I never really questioned why Italy.
And when did your father tell you what really happened?
May 23rd, 2009. I was 25 years old. He just said it. He said, Mom attacked those people during an exorcism. An exorcism performed on her.
It's the job of science to try to sort out what is a reasonable, plausible explanation.
But science can't explain everything, such as a person levitating 2 feet off the ground during an exorcism.
I asked my dad if he thought she was possessed. He said he didn't know. That she was gone. Didn't matter. Not anymore. He died 3 days later. I called the church where the priest had come from, and they wouldn't talk about it. They said they don't have an ordained exorcist and never did. So we're on our way to see the Vatican School for Exorcism and to see my mother.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm nervous. 20 years is a long time, So later, I was contacted by the Diocese of Rome. They told me they'd never authorized my mother's exorcism. That's when I knew I had to go to Italy. I wonder how seriously they take the exorcism school. I hope it's not a joke. Oh, wow. Yeah, it is. St. Peter's
Don't
Square.
know what to think.
San Pietro, la Basilica de San Pietro. Something like that. This school, it's drawn a lot of interest from all over the world. Maybe it can help me understand my mother's situation a little better.
And not just for the victim, also for the family members, for anyone in the vicinity, especially the priest. Sometimes a person can be tormented by more than one demon in what we call multiple demonic possession. These cases are extremely volatile and dangerous, and they sometimes lead to transference, which means the demon jumps from one person to another. The purpose of the class is to educate priests and, of course, lay people about the devil's presence in their lives in modern society. For example, in Italy alone, there are over 800 satanic cults. We had a problem. We needed more exorcists. If it is possession, then first and foremost, we must rule out mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. The course is designed to explore all these conditions.
Mamma, aiutami. Lo faccio, Rosa. Aiutami, mamma.
Ooh. Whoa!
Okay, anyone? Any thoughts on that?
I believe the subject was clearly possessed. The subject spoke in multiple languages.
Come on.
Speaking in tongues may be incoherent babbling from a mentally disturbed person. Certainly. I'm sorry, Father.
And the subject displayed abnormal strength when confronted with holy water and while heavily sedated.
The delusional mind of a paranoid schizophrenic may actually react to holy water as if it were, I don't know, acid, urine.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree. The girl fractured her own femur.
Her strength might have been abnormal, but not impossible. It's very well known that some epileptics do break their bones during a seizure. It's a fact.
As I said, we must be sure to rule out mental illness. In the end, this case could not be proved as possession.
The diversity of the class was comforting. And it wasn't just priests or nuns, but regular people. People who are facing the same things I'm facing. People like me, looking to help someone. So why are you here?
All this knowledge, you all agree on this, all this knowledge is invaluable for us. No?
David, what would you say drew you to this school in particular, to exorcism?
The combination of science and religion. I think based on my background in medicine, it gave me a greater sense of purpose.
We all talk so definitively about God and about the devil, but we can all agree that there's no real facts, right? No proofs. God has never helped me. What about you?
Sure. Yeah. So when do you actually witness an exorcism in class?
Oh, this class, it's all theory.
This is a school of exorcism, is it not?
It's not reality. Look at the tape we've watched today. That girl fitted every criteria for possession, except she wasn't. It's a mental disorder.
No, when you witness and see someone possessed, you'll know the difference.
You say that like you have. Have you witnessed a real exorcism, Father?
Yeah, right after he saw the Easter Bunny.
I'm gonna ask you something, Isabella.
Sure.
Curious. Why are you doing this documentary?
I will be honest. My mom, when I was about 8 years old, she murdered 3 people, members of her church. I found out that she had committed these murders during an exorcism.